So next, I'm surprised the order they're going in. I was really shocked. They went to Olajuwon and Katina next. I don't know. I didn't expect them to do those two back to back. But so our predictions were for Olajuwon and Katina. You said that they both would say yes. I said that Olajuwon would say no and Katina would say yes. And in the case of Olajuwon and Katina, the Decision Day show says that Glenn was right. He got it right. Glenn got it right. He said they both would say yes, and they both said yes. We're gonna cut to the chase. We're gonna say the other side, but they both said yes. I was really surprised after all this humming that Olajuwon been doing. I just knew he was gonna say no. But so again, we get the whole background with them. The experts are talking to them, and they talk about the fact that, you know, have y'all had sex? No, they haven't had sex. And Olajuwon says, I feel like this has increased our intimacy and helped us out because, you know, he's a self-professed man of the streets. He belonged to the streets before. And so he wanted to do something different. Later on, when all the couples get together, they talk about the fact that, you know, that was Jasmine brought up the fact that he said that once I used to have sex with girls, I'd be like done with them. That's what it was. So it was good that they didn't, you know, have sex all this time. The expert said, you know, when y'all were apart, did y'all miss each other? They said, yeah, they missed each other. The way Olajuwon was looking at her was like, oh my gosh, look at Katina, look at her. Oh, you know, it was really cute when they got back together. But Olajuwon said, you know, he wanted to meet her on a spiritual level. And she says, but I feel like we are at the point where it could happen. For them, the stumbling block is, and they said this on the couch, you know, it's whether I can go to college, have a career, our schedules, travel, and kids. And she says, you know, I want him to know that I can do all these things at the same time. If he still wants to travel, I might not be able to do it twice a month like he wants to. I don't know. I'm curious where he's going twice a month. Like, is it somewhere around there? Like, where are you going twice a month? But anyway, but she said the kids thing, she's not pressed to have the kids in 2 years. She's flexible on that. And believe it or not, Olajuwon said, you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect timing. You know, we can figure it out with, you know, however we go or whatever. The other thing, they talked about him being very traditional, and he goes with the cut downs again, right? You know, oh, but she can cook for you. Pastor Cal was like, he said she can't cook. Pastor Cal said, oh, you mean she can't cook? Well, Olajuwon said, no, she can't cook. She fixed me something. It was inedible. And she was like, now, you know, it was not inedible. He was like, yes, it could not be eaten.
See, that's my point right there. It's bad because he said he's cutting her down every chance he gets. And that, to me, I think that's the bad thing. You shouldn't be cutting your wife down on national TV, or if she can't cook inedible, guess what? You still want her to cook. So if it's inedible, why are you still forcing her to cook, right? Y'all make some things out. Matter of fact, go buy HelloFresh and buy HelloFresh, go ahead and sponsor this. But now buy HelloFresh, buy you know, anything that you can have, one of those free meal deals, and you can't mess that up, right? You can't really mess that. The pieces of parts are there for you. You just put them together. You can read, you can cook. So she has a trouble with that. So again, help her, but you can't cook neither. So is your stuff inedible? Edible, all right, inedible. And so at the same time, neither one of y'all can cook. So find something to do, whether it's a chef, whether it's something else, because you got all this bank. Back to the vacation situation. Nobody takes vacation 2 times a week, right? You may travel, okay, weekend trips, 2 times a month, sorry. You may take weekend trips, that's fine. You can do that with kids. You can do that with everything else that you want to do. She can take her laptop, she can do work. So, you know, he wants to travel. Man, come on. I don't know what his job is and what position he has. But even if you have a high up position, right? Unless you're the CEO, you got that much PTO time. You're not taking those trips, long trips, that time, or 2 or twice a month, right? Right. You don't have many days provided to you. If you do, I think everybody want to jump on that type of job. But he has to understand that they both said yes, they have to work together. It can't always be his way, but it has to be a compromise with him. And she got to realize too, she can't always give in to what he says. There's going to have to be a back and forth there that she's going to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. And it's okay to tell him, I don't want to do this. And not fear any repercussion from him. Have to know that, you know what, we're going to do this together. We're going to work on this marriage together. We committed to stay together. And I really do think he loves her. He just has to learn how to talk to her and be with her. And because I look as I look to do throughout the season, he hasn't been around men to really treat women the right way. And if you're around people who can treat people the right way, you'll learn that behavior, right? He's seen his mom struggle and seeing people do different things. He has his interpretation off of TV and what he sees in other, and maybe other people's marriages who may not be right. So if he learns and has people around him to teach him how to treat a woman, and if she can vocalize herself and say, you know what, Olajuwon, I love you, but I need you to treat me like this. I'm soft inside. I'm delicate. You need to handle me with care. I'm not you. And I need you to move and allow me to move in my realm so we can help us get together, for help us, the Dickersons, as she says, so the Dickersons can be better. And so she has to have her voice. He has to come bring it down a notch and listen to her and understand that his plan is not always the best plan, but she is smart and intelligent as well.
Yeah, his thing was, when it comes to cooking though too, he says, you know, I want to know that she get how we fit into the marriage, you know, roles and responsibilities, because he said, oh, you know, he is traditional, and I want to know that she can you know, provide it and take care of me, you know, me and our kids. And you know, she talks about responsibilities being 50-50, and how, you know, like we talked about before, okay, if I can't cook, then maybe you should cook. Like you said, get you a meal prep service, you know, work it out like that. But her biggest thing was it's not inedible. But when it came down to it, she said, even though our timelines, Katina went first, even though our timelines are not necessarily matching up, she said it's not a deal breaker for me. I feel like we need more than 8 weeks. And so she opted to stay married. Olajuwon said he wanted someone that was more established when it came to being married at first sight. But he also says, but I have such a connection with her and such a bond, and I love who the person she is, and I love our chemistry, that why would I say no to this person that I feel that way? You know, I'm giving her credit for the effort she's making. She's not where I envisioned, where I had this dream wife would be. She's not there, but she is putting forth the effort. I see the effort she's putting forth. Which, side note, we still don't know what kind of effort Olajuwon's put forth. You all don't hear about effort, but we don't see where you put effort forth. But anyway, so he's like, I can't ignore her effort. And he said the one thing, and this is when he got you know, teary or whatever. He said the one thing his dad told him was, you know, to live in the moment and go with you know, how you feel right then. And it happens that decision day is his dad's birthday. And he said, I feel like my dad's been leading me and choosing this person, this direction for me. And it's ironic that this on his birthday, and all the waterworks started between the experts and Olajuwon. Olajuwon was all kinds of choked up, turning all red in the face. Got Katina over there, teary-eyed. But he said, you know,
he's always crying.
Yeah, I want to stay married. So that was his spiel about being married. And I was like, okay. So,
you know, one thing about Olajuwon, you can see he has emotion, he has feelings, he has a heart. He may not always come off right. I know people are going to judge me or judge him for saying that, he is a man that does love his wife. He has some tendencies and things that he needs to change. Yes, of course. But one thing I do like about Olajuwon, he does self-reflect, right? There's a lot of self-reflection with him. And there's a lot of things that he understands. There's a lot of things he don't understand. One thing that for him and Katina, in order for them both to make it, him and Katina they really have to be go through these moments together, right? She has to be compassionate to him when he has those things. He has to be compassionate to her. And they have to be able to recognize when they need to take a step back, and when they need to move forward. If they can do that, I think they will last. I think this couple will make it to the reunion, right? I think this couple, people may say, oh, she should need to run or she need to leave. I think this couple is going to be a couple that we talk about for a long time. That they're going to get better. I'm going to say that because if you look at Jamie and Beth, people say, oh, that's not going to last. That's not going to last. I think Olajuwon and Katina are at a better place than Jamie and Beth. I think Olajuwon and Katina can be together. And I really do believe if he was that, what's the word, abusive and detrimental to her, that her family will be involved, will hop in, because
the
they've seen that
experts
before.
would have stepped in too.
Right, seen that too. And I think what we saw was the aggressiveness and the passion that he has. Of course, he doesn't know how to speak. We know verbal abuse is real, right? Verbal abuse can be just as physical as, can just be just as damaging as physical abuse. And he is verbally abusive. He may not recognize it, he may not understand it, but he is verbally abusive. That can be curbed, that can be fixed. Her self-esteem and emotion can be built back up if she wants to stay in this marriage. And I think she does want to stay in this marriage. She wants to see where it goes with Olajuwon. Olajuwon wants to see where it goes with Katina. I think this will be the marriage that we'll talk about years down the line. That, you know what, man, we're surprised Olajuwon and Katina are still together and they're doing well. He has a plan, and now whether their plans get together, he hop on her plan. He has a plan for their family, and that's what you ask. So now he just has to reel it back, and they both have to get together. I think the Dickersons will make it past reunion day. So.
The only thing I want to add with them, when the couples get together at the end, we find out that they were so happy and feeling each other that they said, let's stay married, that they consummated their marriage on decision day.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. That surprised me. I thought they had already smashed it. He might even lied and just told everybody they did it on decision day. But somewhere down the line, I do believe that he tried to hold off. I think and it took me till last night to watch the show. So you know what? I do believe this dude, because you listen to me in the past on all our panels and all that. I said I thought they was lying. But last night when he spoke, and maybe I'm just a fool. When he talked about it, it seemed as if, you know what, Isaac has really been put away. That he really wanted to put Isaac away, and he wanted to do something different that he had not done. Right? Isaac was the one that was smashing. Isaac was the one that did the daughter, had sex with the daughter and the mother. Isaac was the one that was stripping and all that stuff. So he wanted to be Olajuwon, and he wanted to change that. He wanted his marriage to be special. And I think what he did was, and what I want to, and you'll probably understand this, and some listeners will understand this too. He didn't want Katina to be another number on his list. If it had not worked out, he didn't want to say, I had slept with another woman and it didn't work out. He wanted to make sure that him and Katina was going to be together forever before he slept with her. And I think that was the key in his standpoint, where he wanted to be at. He wanted to make sure it was legit, it was going to be final before him and Katina actually had sex.
The little funny thing with them, Jasmine and Michael had a vignette. It was like, oh, I'm proud of O. You know, he lived that life. And Jasmine was like, you say he had his life of hoeing, and he over that now. So I thought that was funny. But so that is.
Oh, hold on real quick. We forgot to mention that, and I thought this was funny. My man had that big cross tattoo cut in his head. Like, I'm like, yo, what's up with the cross cut in your head? But anyway, his hairstyle from the beginning to where he's at now was much better. So
I think he did that because he wanted to take the Lord with him into the decision day. And again, he was thinking about his dad. Because remember, he said his dad was the one that used to take him to church.
Yeah, dad was the one to the church.
Yeah, so I think that was for his dad. But anyway, all right.